Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bazil. Welcome to First Impressions, the game we're going to be looking at today. It releases June 8th, 2015, which is today, in fact, for $5.99 on Steam. It is developed by Soloweb Studios. Let's jump right in. Now, the way I want to do this is I want to play the game initially first, and you're going to see my playthrough in the background, and then I want to talk about my experience. Because I did try and do a voiceover, but when it comes to platforming and talking at the same time, Patrick is very bad at that, and yeah, which is not it didn't end well. So I'm going to be talking about my experiences for the first few zones or zones, and each of those zones have numerous different levels to them. Each of them get more and more challenging as you progress. All right, so I want to start with the graphics. The graphics of the game are very, very well done. I don't generally like pixel art graphics. They really bug me, but they did a really nice job at kind of merging some more fluid graphics into the pixely art style. So it is really easy to see what's going on, and it's actually really, really well drawn, well designed in terms of the art style and the graphics. There aren't a lot of options in terms of the menu. You have your windows or full screen mode, and then you have your resolution, which is the settings for the resolution are going to be 4 by 3, 16 by 9, or default. The 16 by 9 actually scaled to my monitor, which was really, really impressive. Default really doesn't change anything much. 16 by 9 didn't really look stretched or anything, so that worked out really, really well. My one really kind of major complaint with the graphics is high and low detail. I really didn't notice much. Maybe that's just me not really enjoying pixel art and didn't really notice much of a difference. So that could just be my eyes, and I have bad eyes, so you never know. Next, I want to focus on sound and music. The music in this game, oh, so good. Just freaking fantastic. Really, really good. Just it kind of gets your blood pumping. It really fits with the game. Each level, it just kind of brings it all together. My main actually problem with this sound is there's no slider for the in-game sounds. It's just a music slider. So I wasn't actually able to control any of the volume in terms of sound effects or anything. Because I noticed if the volume was up all the way, I didn't hear any of the sound effects that the hero made or any of the other sound effects. That could have just been my system setup. I'm not entirely sure. But I had to turn the music almost all the way down, and it was still really, really loud, even on the very lowest setting. So that was a little bit disappointing, but overall, sound and music were just fantastic. Next, I would like to go over the animations and the controls. This is where I kind of had a small problem with the game. The animations felt really stiff and kind of clunky. Now, I can't really fault two people for really doing that. That's, I guess, not really a fair assumption. But if I'm going to be honest in the whole kind of first impressions, they did feel not as well polished to me as the rest of the game has felt so far. So the animations themselves, they weren't as clunky as like say like a South Park style animation would be, but they did feel kind of maybe unfinished or missing frames, weren't really rendered in them correctly or something. Something just felt really missing in the animations. They were like really stop motiony, and maybe that's what the developers were actually trying to go for. So if that is the case, please correct me. I'd love for that to happen. The controls were really good on a gamepad or a Logitech gamepad, 360 gamepad. But on a keyboard and mouse, they did not function well, really at all. Unfortunately, they were really floaty with the keyboard and there's technically really no mouse to it. Unfortunately, the menu is only controlled by the up and down arrows and enter button, and the controller was just so much better. It didn't feel as floaty with the controller. I felt like I had a little bit more precise control with my gamepad. Keyboard and mouse just felt really kind of clunky. So overall, it handles really well with the controller or a gamepad, whatever you want to call it. And keyboard and mouse, not so much. I'd like to see that improve just a little bit. Story, this is kind of where I was really disappointed, to be quite honest. The intro for the game really kind of was like, okay, this is going to be really cool. I'm going to, fend off some bad guys and do this kind of stuff. And then I get to playing this, and I was just really disappointed. I didn't really feel, what's the word I'm looking for? I kind of felt cheated in terms of the way that the actual gameplay was. It was just kind of a platformer where you go on the boxes, light them up, and then you hopefully get to where, and he throws his green powder, and you have to keep chasing him. I felt kind of cheated, and this was really kind of where my enjoyment of the game just kind of was like, okay, this is getting kind of repetitive and unfortunately kind of boring. Which I really hate to say that because the game feels and looks really, really well, and I love every aspect about it except for the actual gameplay itself. There's 1,000 different platformers out there. It didn't really feel unique. It really wasn't something that was something that I would, I don't know, I guess recommend to friends who are like really looking for a unique platformer. I mean, you guys know me. I'm a really honest person, so that's just kind of my initial impressions there, and that's kind of what really kind of turned me off the game from really kind of continuing to play it past the first few zones. And if it gets better, please let me know in the comments because I will finish it and I will try and see if it does get better. But the intro was really cool. It really grabbed me. I was like, okay, this is a really cool story. It's not a unique story. I mean, villain grabs bad, girl, man saves girl, blah blah blah. That's fine. That's like every single fantasy story in existence. I mean, that's Lord of the Rings, that's Star Wars, that's Star Trek. That's everything. But to have it be run on the boxes and then try and get your girl, I don't know. It was really kind of a disappointment to me. So again, I really hate saying that. But overall, the game is really well designed. It handles great with the controller. The music is fantastic. And the animations are good, just a little clunky. But overall, I would definitely rate this game. I hate doing ratings, but whatever. Okay, arbitrary number out of arbitrary number. There's your rating. I'm not going to actually give it a rating because I think ratings are stupid. But I would recommend this for the price of $6. It's a good game to try and see if you like it. But my first impression was it was a good game. Everything handled really well. The developers put a lot of time and effort into it. But the story and the gameplay overall just did not grab me enough to want to continue playing. So that's my first impressions of Aero's Quest, guys. Make sure to purchase it on Steam for $5.99 and give a shout out to the developers. They worked really hard on this game, and I hope to see more from you guys in the future and continue to watch you guys improve. And best of luck to you guys in your future endeavors. End card.